Welcome to the Bass Pro Shops Cup Series Season 4, Round 15 at Hogzilla. Starting on the pole is Justin Perry, and alongside him is Jacob Lawler. Starting third is John Dillon. Fourth, Zach Buchanan. Rounding out your top five, Chris Summers. We have all Chevys in the top five. Starting sixth, Andrew Waltrip. Seventh, Matthew McMurray. Eighth, Timmy Pacioli. Ninth, John Worry. And rounding out your top 10 is Ziggy Bain. Now here's the rest of the lineup. 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th is Courtney Simpson. She's the point leader coming into this race. 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, 32nd, 33rd, 34th, 35th, 36th, 37th, 38th, 39th, 40th, 41st, and 42nd. Last place, Mitch Speed. Alright, in the 3 seasons we have raced here, Season 2, Season 3, and now Season 4, we have had every single race, we've had a Chevy on the pole. So that's a fast fact here for Hogzilla, as the cars are rolling off, coming through this tunnel. I remember last season how insane this race got. They always do this on the pace lap. I don't know, it's just... they just do that here. But, okay, now the pace car passes them again. 130 miles an hour on the pace laps. Remember last season, the fuel mileage, Julian Ortiz runs out under caution, loses the race. Then Kyle Smith takes the lead. He runs it out. And it was just a bunch of different drivers that went to the lead. And then eventually, Andrew Schwartz wound it up in victory lane. Here we go. Justin Perry, Jacob Lawler. We'll lead him down to the green flag. 130 miles an hour on the pace laps. We're going to be nearly doubling that as we go green. Car's already fanning out 3 wide. Right before we went green, I said we're going to be doubling the pace lap speed, which is about 130. We'll probably be hitting speeds around 250 miles an hour today, if I'm remembering correctly. And John Dillon already looks inside. He has help from his good friend, Chris Summers. MFN SRA teammates pushing each other to the lead. Now Chris looks low. They're all fanning out. Jacob Lawler slams the door on Andrew Waltrip and almost wrecked. Is that? Oh, I thought that was the leader right there, Carter Kozlowski. Had a rough week at Richmond. And last week at Boston he did pretty good. And Chris Summers is out front right now. He's had a nice steady run of top 10, top 5 finishes lately. And I think they've made it. Uh-oh, never mind. Joseph Bryan, Danny Wells, Lewis Gordon, Zach Buchanan, and the pole sitter, Justin Perry, Gino Harvey, CJ Sorensen, Pacioli, Greg Jones, Dion Petty. John Dillon is wrecked. I thought when we checked to see if there was a wreck, he might have been leading. I can't quite remember, and right here is a very treacherous part of the track. Whoops. Remember last season, CJ Sorensen got wrecked. The 2-point leaders, him and John Dillon, got taken out late. You know, all these guys. Greg Jones, he's running towards the top of the standings. Courtney Simpson's still in this race. She's the point leader. So that's definitely going to hurt him. Austin Anderson. He's the driver that's trying to catch Courtney Simpson. He is also in this race. I think Carter Kozlowski won it back. Yeah, Kozlowski won it back. Let's see what happened. Alright, here's what happened. Joseph Bryan, Lewis Gordon, Pacioli, look out. They come down on Joseph and then comes up into John Dillon. And look at that. CJ's involved in another. Whoa, look at that. There's about 4 or 5 cars that flipped over. And then further up, there was more drivers wrecking. That's Greg Jones and Dion Petty. They also got wrecked. We're going to get a few other replays here. Alright, the carnage was happening. Stephen Dillon comes up on Jack Richards. Jack goes up into Dion. Dion comes up, just misses Andrew Waltrip, and then Greg Jones nowhere to go. Greg hit that outside wall very hard. Dion spun it around a few more times. I think he might be okay and be able to finish this race. But let's get a few other replays because that was a massive wreck. We're going to need to cover a lot of it. Alright, here it is again. Pacioli, Lewis Gordon, the red and yellow car leaning on each other. And look at all these guys. So, real time. Okay. So right here, Buchanan's flipped. So that's one. And then right here, everybody just goes over. Lewis Gordon, Joseph Bryant, John Dillon, Justin Perry, CJ Sorensen. Not all of them flipped over, but they all went airborne, and then eventually almost all of them actually flipped. And then further up you see Dion Petty getting turned, so what a wreck that was there. Riding on board with Greg Jones. He gets through the wreck, and then Dion gets turned right up into him. Oh, hard hit. Slams into that outside wall. Very hard lick there by Greg Jones. Let's go back to the green. I honestly don't know how much longer it is until we're going back green, so I'm just going to go right now. Restarting on point is Carter Kozlowski, then Evan Earnhardt, Phil Jones, Ziggy Bain, and Shaun Henley are top 5. Then Sean Galligan, Seth Cole, Michael Harvey, Chris Summers, and John Worry rounds out your top 10. Oh, I think we're coming into the tunnel right now. I went a little bit early. Yeah, we're going into the tunnel. Oh, well. So restarting on point, as we mentioned, is Carter Kozlowski. He's had a solid season so far, running, I believe, I know he's running around the 10th position in points. I'm not exactly sure. He might be a little bit worse than that now after last week's wreck at Richmond. But I know he came into that race 11th in the points, but he's probably faded to about 17th or so after that very hard crash with Galligan early in the going. Then Boston. I think I said last week at Richmond. I meant Boston last week. Or last week was Boston. He did pretty good, I think, there. Evan Earnhardt, Phil Jones, 2nd and 3rd here for this restart. As we go back green. Yep, okay, we're racing again. Carter Kozlowski, Evan Earnhardt, Phil Jones, your top 3. And already Evan Earnhardt dives low, and he's going to take the first position. He's going to have all the help that he wants from Ziggy Bain, his teammate. Phil Jones on the outside with Carter Kozlowski. Sean Henley. No, he's just going to go through the middle here. John Worry peeks his nose in the middle. Chris slams the door on him, forces him down low. And Galligan trying to peek his nose inside of Bain. He's getting there. He's not going to quite make that move yet. One thing we should mention, and Jack Richards has the new sponsor, Pizza Hut. Unless he raced that at Boston, I can't quite remember. I know he had a new sponsor at Boston. I think that might have been his GMAC car, though. Alright. Yeah, he has 2 new sponsors. Trying to figure out if anybody's leaning on each other, because if you're leaning on each other at this track, you're going to be airborne. Especially in the corner exiting the tunnel. I guess you could call that the tunnel turn, like at Pocono. I think this one's better. Yeah, you can't really see anything with that one. And John Worry looks low now on Bain. Alright, this is going to get... It's got me worried. John Worry, get it? Okay. Uh-oh. Kyle Smith! Oh boy, that was close. And oh, Jack Richards, Carter Kozlowski made contact. Alright, they survived that. As long as you finish this race, you'll end up with a decent finish, I guess. If you finish last and the car's left running, you're going to finish 30th, which is a lot better than what it could be, I guess you could say. As Andrew Schwartz goes to the lead, trying to get 2 in a row here at Hogzilla. As far as I'm concerned, nobody's ever got 2 in a row at a super speedway. And uh-oh, Jack Richards, he's really being aggressive back there. He's leaning on filter. Most of the time the inside car is leaning on the outside car, but actually Richards is pulling down on filter. And uh-oh, is that 5 wide there? And Phil Jones, Bain, and around they all go. Huge wreck. 7, 8, 9, 15 cars involved in this. Big pile up. Bain, Jones, Phil Jones, Summers, Kozlowski, Julie Stewart, Charles Jackson, Alex Filter. Huge wreck. Oh, massive wreck back here. Pace car lights are on as we're going to go back up to the leaders, and Garrett Jones. He hasn't won in over a full season, as far as I can remember, because I think he won round 14 last season. Christian Janes, he got robbed from a win here last season. He led on the last lap, under caution, and then he ran it out. Ran it out of gas. Here we go, drag race back to the line. I think it's going to be Dawson. Yep, John Dawson will lead it back to the line. What happened to cause that big pileup? Alright, here's what happened. Just look at Phil Jones right here in the orange car, and then Dylan Young. That can be the first group you watch, because that's the one that we were watching originally. I think Chris Summers came down on Julie Stewart there. But so Bain gets into Bain got up and down into Phil, and right here you can see all the guys wrecking: Smith, Jones, Bain, Keselowski, Seth Cole, Dylan Young coming in. Big pile up here. Alright, this is what happened. Yeah, this is probably a better view. Watch Julie Stewart, Jacob Cook, and Chris Summers. Chris is the car in the 48. Julie gets into Chris, and they both get onto the apron, and now we're going to go aerial on this, because watch all these guys. Filter had been run over, and all these guys nowhere to go. Summers goes spinning. And I don't think Summers actually sustained any damage, did he? No, he just spun. Unless he gets hit here by Dylan Young. And he didn't. Julie Stewart gets slammed by Charles Jackson. Charles comes into this race last in points. So we're going to get this real time. And up, Carter Keselowski just got into him. Then he hit Charles Jackson and Julie Stewart. So Chris kind of gave away that damage-free car there at the last second. But, yeah, that is what happened. Bring out that caution. And John Dawson will lead him back down to the line. And let's get to the restart. Alright, going green this time. Restarting on point is John Dawson, then Alex Dawson, Jacob Cook, Christian Janes, John Warrior, top 5, Stephen Dillon, Connor Breton, Andrew Schwartz, Kurt Keselowski, and Sean Gallagher rounds out your top 10. Dawson, 1, 2, we're racing again. I was going to say green, I was going to say racing, then I just kind of stuttered. The Dawson brothers, will they help out each other? Never mind, they're just going to ditch each other. Actually, Alex basically ditched John, and John has already faded to about 6th or so here, right off this restart. And we've been talking about the points lately. We were talking about Carter Keselowski right before we went back green the last time, and how he's doing pretty good in the standings. Talking about Courtney Simpson and how she's leading the points. We've been talking about a few other drivers such as Charles Jackson, how he's last. But it's starting to get to the point, it's 10 races to go after this one, so it's starting to get down to it. As John Warrior goes to the lead, he's struggling in the standings. It'd take something really big for him to get this championship. Chris Summers, it'd take something pretty big, but he is on a hot streak right now. And there's the championship battle. Austin Anderson and Courtney Simpson, right there, 32 and 6. The two drivers going for the championship. Remember Josh Gwynn and Mary Baker? This is pretty much a reenactment. And plus, it's a male versus a female, and one of them has a tied car. That's almost exactly how it was in season 3, or season 2. Schwartz drives it down low. Makes contact with Dawson, or not Dawson, and around they go! Janes is wrecked, and that's going to be the end of the race. Janes is hard into the outside wall, gets it back going. If there's a caution for that, I don't understand. He got right back underway. Ah, we got a caution. It's over. But remember last season, we had a nice, good finish. Who won it? Kurt Keselowski is the winner. His first ever win in, I believe it's 69 starts. Yeah, I believe it's been 69 races. Kurt Keselowski is going to go to victory lane for the first time in his career, as long as the fuel lasts. What happened to bring out the final caution? Alright, here's what happened. For some reason I yelled Dawson when Anderson came up. Anderson comes up on Schwartz. Schwartz gets pinched into Janes, and around they go. Courtney Simpson sneaks around Austin Anderson on the inside, and that is critical in the championship. Wow, that was a airborne wreck there by Janes. Wow. He backed it into the outside wall and got a good 2-3 feet off the ground. But the question is, will the fuel last in Kurt Keselowski's number 43? So we're going to watch this race back to the line quick. Alright. Now we'll get an aerial view of this finish. I don't think it was that close at all. No, he easily had that win. Oh wait, Michael Harvey jumped low, but didn't have enough momentum, so that could be the winning moment. But let's make sure the fuel lasts under caution, because remember last time at this racetrack how insane that got under caution. We'll probably get all these pace laps televised here, so stay with us. We will get these guys organized, and then we will get these pace laps. Alright, if nothing happens, that would be kind of disappointing, because the whole reason why we're watching these pace laps is because we think that fuel mileage could be an issue again. So there is James. He is on pit road. Now it is worth taking a pit stop, even though right now it looks like he's probably just going to take last. Now if he's retiring, then oh yeah, he retired from the race when he went in there. I thought he was taking a pit stop, and if he was, that would be a good decision, because if these guys run out, you could gain a few more positions. So Kurt Keselowski, I'm gonna do the math here. So there's a very short season 1. There's only like 3 races, 3-point races. If you count non-point races, which we won't do, but so we got 3, 14, so that's 17, 67 races since Kurt has won a race, and he's finally going to go to victory lane as long as the fuel lasts in the 43. So it's going to be the first time ever that the 43 is going to win a race. Matt Bullock drove it in the first and second season, but wasn't able to win a race. Kurt has raced it in season 3 and now in season 4, and that one has never won yet either. And I don't think fuel is going to be an issue. Some of these guys back here, they seem to be slowing it just a tad, but I don't think it's anything major. Filter's still trying to catch up to the tail end of the field. So they're going to come around and be on the last lap when we come back around. And Kurt Keselowski is, as long as the field lasts, he's going to win it. Second will be Michael Harvey. Third, Andrew Waltrip. Fourth, Garrett Jones. Fifth, Connor Breton. Sixth, the point leader, Courtney Simpson. Seventh, Stephen Dillon. Eighth, Shaun Galligan. Ninth, Matthew McQuarrie. Rounding out your top 10, Mitch Speed. It seems like a few teams have just found something this year, such as Kurt Keselowski. He's been doing really good. Garrett Jones, he's seemed to kind of find something lately. He's been getting solid top 20s. He's still deep in the field in points, about 30th, but he could improve on that as long as he keeps running the way he is. He's going to finish 4th today as long as these guys in front, if their fuel lasts, or if his fuel lasts in that car. So Connor Breton will end up 5th. Simpson, that is a team that has definitely found something. She has not been able to finish any better than 15th in the standings, but this season she's making a run at the championship, and she could possibly win it. Galligan has kind of fallen off from last season, along with Chris Summers. Chris had a bad season 3 and now season 4, but he's starting to come around, but this race is kind of going to set him back a little bit again. So let's do what we did last season and go on board with the second place car and just see if the fuel mileage, how they're conserving, or if they are at all. Alright, they sound pretty consistent. We're going to check through the field here. Oh, I thought Alex Dawson was out there for a second. He really slowed down. That might have been a stutter. And if he did stutter, then that car's eventually going to run out. Going through the field once more just to see. Alright, coming up to this area where they ran out last season. We're going to go through the field once we get to this area. Alright, let's go. It looks like we're going to be able to make this. So Kurt Keselowski coming through the tunnel for the final time. So this is the other area where guys were running out last season. And they aren't. Fuel will not be an issue today. Kurt Keselowski rolling through the final few corners. Kurt will come out of turn number, I believe it's 4, maybe 5. Here at Hogzilla Speed Park. Kurt Keselowski in the 43. Comes off the final corner, and we'll get this set up so you can watch the drivers finish this race. Okay. Kurt Keselowski wins it at Hogzilla. And the rest of the cars fly by. 21 cars finish this race, with Alex Filter being the last one remaining. Congratulations, Kurt Keselowski. This is his first career win, and here is the celebration. Never mind. Here are the results. Alright, if you look to the left of the screen, those are the results for today's race. Kurt Keselowski, Michael Harvey, Andrew Welchup, Garrett Jones, Connor Breton, your top 5. We kind of already went over those guys in the front. Alex Filter was 1 lap down in 21st. And you look at the rest of the field. Greg Jones, that's not the day he needed. He was running up in the top of the standings. Same with Joseph Bryant. They were running up in the top 10. That's going to hurt them very badly. John Dillon, he's kind of had a so-so season, I guess you could call it. He's been running about 20th in the standings. Ziggy Bain, he came into this race 6th in the standings. He's going to fall, though, after finishing 26th. Courtney Simpson finished 6th. Austin Anderson ended up 15th. That's going to help her even more in the championship, gaining her, I believe it's 9 points on him, right? Wait, where did he finish? 15th? Oh, never mind. Yeah, he got 9. Yeah, she got 9 points on him there, so that's definitely helping out Courtney Simpson in her championship bid. So congratulations, Kurt Keselowski, on his first career win. Here's the celebration screen for the veteran.